Hello, my name is Cameron McNeillie. I am the General Manager for the InterContinental Ras Al Khaimah Mina Al Arab Resort and Spa here in Ras Al Khaimah. I joined the resort back in January of this year. My background is hospitality for the past 32 years. I originate from Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe, and I grew up in South Africa, spent many years in the UK, and then traveled abroad to Eastern Europe, countries such as Russia, Georgia. My previous posting was in Hungary, and now, of course, I'm in the wonderful UAE. I'm here with my wife and my daughter, who attends one of the local schools, and absolutely thoroughly enjoying our time in RAK and looking forward to many years ahead of us. I was fortunate enough to be invited to apply for the position of General Manager at this wonderful resort hotel here in Ras Al Khaimah. The hotel is unique in itself, given the 351 rooms that we have, plus the wonderful expansive beachfront facilities, and of course the fantastic pools and food and beverage outlets that we have throughout the hotel. It was an opportunity too good to miss, quite frankly. My family have recently located to Ras Al Khaimah to join me. I have a daughter, 12 years old, who attends the fantastic RAK Academy, and my wife has joined as well. And whenever we do have any free time, I'm fortunate enough we have a fantastic golf facility at Al Hamra, so I get to play a bit of golf and then spend time as a family exploring the local areas whenever we can. We have been, as a family, very excited to come to this part of the world, and Ras Al Khaimah, of course, with Jabal Jais, a beautiful mountain area to explore. And not only that, if you're adventurous like myself and the family had the opportunity when we first arrived to throw ourselves down the mountain on the longest zip line in the world, which was absolutely fantastic. We've also gone to the Pearl Farm, which is brilliant, a great must-see for all visitors that are coming to this area. But we're very fortunate, even with a lot of the desert, we have opportunities to go through and do some dune buggying and camel riding if your heart desires. So there's many things to do and enjoy in this area. The vision for Ras Al Khaimah is huge. I think the opportunities of the future for people wanting to work, live, explore are mind-blowing, quite frankly. The developments that are ongoing right now and the next several years, with so many new hotels, so many new developments, the infrastructure is changing. I believe that Ras Al Khaimah is an untapped jewel in the crown, and it's just going to get better and better. And I think this is certainly a place where, as a local resident now, I don't want to tell too many people because we don't want to spoil it. However, we do realize that as this emirate grows and gets better and better, so many people are going to flock to this particular area and this part of the world. And I think more and more people are starting to really become aware of how great this particular emirate is. My professional purpose as an individual has been to get into hospitality to serve others. I enjoy meeting people, gathering, networking, being in touch with people. That's the very nature of hospitality. I say to my teams all the time that the clue is in the name, hospitality. We are hospitable people. And I think the way I grew up, I enjoy being around people, networking, and just having a closeness with individuals. And for me, that's important. I think the purpose for my position that I hold within the hotel is very much one of strategic. We look to the future. How do we build this resort? How do we integrate with the community? How do we give back to others, as well as make people happy all of the time? And we set very high standards through myself and the rest of the team, and we look to try achieve those as much as possible. Sometimes we have shortfalls, and I'll be the first one to put my hands up and say we made a mistake. But as long as we can move forward as individuals and as leaders, then we have opportunities to grow as people. And really, we also want to develop the people that are around us, and that's one of our main purposes as well. Giving back to the community is a huge part of my job, but also part of IHG. We have a program, specifically actually this month in September, Giving for Good, where we do multiple charitable events, and that ranges from, for instance, last week, myself, the team, we all went to the local dog charity foundation, and that was brilliant. We gathered a lot of food that our colleagues had donated, and we gave it to the foundation, which was great. This week we're off to a school to donate certain items, and each week we try to do something throughout September. It just doesn't stop in September. We do things throughout the whole year, and it's about giving back. It's not just about a business taking. We're more than that. We like to help our colleagues, for one. We also like to make sure we are integrated in a community. Whilst we're a global company, it's very important that we are acting locally. And it's very important for us as individuals to give back to others, specifically those that are perhaps less fortunate than us. And wherever we can, we integrate into the area and give back in certain directions. And that for us is massively important, not just as a business, but as human beings. Well, we have multiple problems at multiple levels. Whether it's a strategic issue that we're challenging, we need to think about that as a team and find solutions, or whether it's a guest issue. And from time to time we have guest issues and we understand that things can go wrong, but how do we resolve that? And for me, that's more important than the actual issue itself. Recently we had a family staying with us, and they had a small child, and the child had left behind a teddy bear. But for that small child, this was a big problem. They left for the airport. The father realized it when they got to the airport, phoned the hotel. We put somebody in a car with a taxi with the teddy bear to the airport to give back to that child. Very, very happy. Now that sounds like a small problem or challenge, but actually for that family and for that specific child, that meant the world to them. And doing small things like that, small gestures, going the extra mile, really makes a difference to the customer experience. And I'm sure we've got a customer for life. My personal USP, I would say, is relationships, is networking and being committed to other people and understanding their wants and needs from my business point of view. So relationships and networking for me are very, very important. I would say that's a USP for me. For the hotel and the resort, the USP are the people. Quite frankly, quite simply, it's the people. What I mean by that is our resort and hotel is no different to others. We serve hot food hot, cold food cold. We make beds, we serve others. The difference is our service, the people, and what we can do to deliver extra great experiences. And for us, that is a huge USP, because we are continually looking, how do we deliver great services? So the team around me are very focused to deliver that high quality of service to others. Well, when I look at newcomers, let me talk about the tourists first of all, because there's so much for them to see and do in terms of, as I've mentioned previously, Jebel Jais, the Pearl Farm, going out in the desert. There's lots of things, water sports on the sea, enjoying the fantastic weather that we have. So from a tourism point of view, there is a lot for them to do. And Dubai, if they really want to go shopping, it's not so far away, but we want to keep them in this fantastic emirate. So I think from a tourist point of view, there's plenty for people to do and enjoy. I would say for somebody coming to Ras Al Khaimah to come live and work here, immerse yourself in the culture, understand the culture. It's a different country to the own. Understand what happens, understand the rules, regulations. It's firstly respectful and polite, and I believe that different cultures can interact together as long as everybody also understands the values of a specific area, and that's important. Not just for the UAE, but any country you move to. When I first moved here and my family, we were very supported by our colleagues around us that gave us a lot of information, and they pointed us in the direction of RAK. And we found so many interesting articles, so many places to eat, so many places, activities that were displayed. So I would ask anybody when they're coming to find RAK on social media sites, and you will see so much information there that will help your journey along the way exploring this fantastic emirate.